Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use your Cricut machine step by step. So let's go ahead and get started. Your Cricut Explorer series will have an open button that will open your machine just like so. So I really love this feature, so you're just going to hit the open button. The next step that you want to do is power it up. So your power button is right over here on the right side. You're just going to go ahead and press it. So the next thing is you're going to see you have a load button. So right down here, this is the load and unload. That's how you're going to load your material. This one right here is your go button. It has a play, and then you have pause in case you need to stop it for any reason. Now, if you have the Cricut Explorer Air 2, you would notice that you have a dial as well. So this is what's going to hold your housing. So you have your blade. This is just a normal blade here. You have 3 different ones you can get for the Explorer series, a pink one for fabric, a black one that is a deep point blade for thicker material. So on this left side, you have a cartridge here that is going to hold your, say for example, if you need to score anything, this is a scoring tool. So it's going to hold that as well as your pins. So you can see how easy it is to open that door. When you install these, you want to kind of hold the bottom of that carriage, and then you want to press in until you hear a click, and then you'll shut the door just like so. So those are very easy to use. So like I said, the pins and the scoring tool all go on the left, and the blades will go on the right. So we're going to go ahead and close this here. Now, a few other things that you have is you have these little white feet right here. These are what your mat will go under. Your materials will glide right underneath those. On the Explorer 3 model, if you notice those little grooves, it's for this. So if you purchase separately a roll holder, these grooves will go right on those. So if you notice that difference on the Explorer 3, the Explorer Air 2 does not have this feature. So that's to hold your roll holder, your bigger, longer material. All right, next up, you do have a couple doors here. So these are just for storing your extra blades and tools and all of those things. So on this side, you can, store your bigger scraper tools and tweezers and things like that. On this side over here is where you're going to be able to store all of your blades. So as you guys can see there, that black one, which is for the deep cut. So that's for your thicker materials. Right here, this is a sensor. So this is going to sense how much material you are putting in here when you're using the smart materials. So right up here on the Explorer 3 model, you're also going to notice that you're able to store your iPad or phone right up here while you're working. On the left side over here, you do have some storage. The smaller one is for your scraper tool, and the rest are for your tools. All right, so let's go ahead and head on over to Cricut Design Space. You can use your desktop, your laptop, your tablets, as well as your phone. Today I'm going to show you on your iPad, and everything is very similar, except for it's at the top of the screen on your laptop and desktop. All right, so when you first open up Cricut Design Space, once you've downloaded it and signed in, this is the screen you're going to come to. This is some already made projects for you, so they're super easy. They're going to tell you what materials you need, and they're just ready to cut out, or you could customize them. If you click on them, you can hit Customize, which will take you to a mat, and you can then delete pieces you don't want or resize it. So right here is your new project, and then up here, if you click on your face, you can change your machine. So here you can quickly switch between which machine you are currently using. So we're going to choose the Explorer 3. Right here is where you're going to click for your new mat. So you're going to get a fresh, clean mat right here. At the bottom here, this is where all of your, tools and stuff are going to be. Up here, you can save your design, and then you have your home, canvas, as well as your mats on the right. So here you're going to be able to get to things like your images. So if you want to access the designs that Cricut has, you can click on the image button. Or you can definitely upload and bring in your own images. We have tons to choose from here on Design Bundles. So let's go ahead and click on images. So if you need to search for something, you can type it in the search bar, or you can click Browse All Images and just quickly be able to browse right through. So that green A means it is access and you have to pay for those. So we're going to go ahead and back out of here. So we're going to go ahead and hit that close button. The next one here is text. This is where you're going to be able to choose what text you're using, and you can also upload your very own text. We have tons of those to choose from as well. Next up, you have shapes. You can bring in all these shapes here. You're just going to click on one and you can resize it. Next up is our upload. So this is where you're going to bring in all of your designs. For example, if you purchase any from us from Design Bundles, they'll be right here for you. And then you're just going to click on them. So we'll use this one right here today and we'll hit insert. So that's how you bring those in. And then you can pinch your screen just like this to bring in your design. And you can grab this arrow here to resize your design. Or you can definitely do that in edit to get a more exact dimension. You can hit the unlock button if you want to, change the dimensions of this on your own, like manually. You can do that as well. To select everything, you're just going to slide your finger around the screen and you're able to select everything. So next up here, we do have the actions button. From the actions, you're going to be able to do things like weld, attach, ungroup. You're able to duplicate a design and all of those things right there from the action. The edit menu is going to allow you to change your dimensions as well as your color, or is it a draw file, and all those. So as you can see quickly, you can change those colors. We're going to hit undo, click it. Now if you click that color again, that's where you're going to be able to change it from a cut file or a draw file and things like that. So you re-click on it, and from here you can do that just like so. You'll be able to change your pen color and all of that stuff right inside of here. So let's go ahead and hit cancel. Next up, you have your sync button. This is where you can sync all of your colors. So if you had several layers, you can sync them all the same. Then you have your layers tab. It would show all your different layers. And then you're going to also have your undo, redo button here. You have a camera, settings, and then your make it button. All right, so let's go ahead and make a project. Let's figure out our size that we want to make our t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a ruler here and just kind of figure out about what I think looks good. I'm thinking 8 inches. So I think because you see those little, scribble lines there, that's going to also be part of the size. I want to really focus on the bigger part of the design. So I think 8 inches is going to be good. Now I want you to pay attention to my mistake. I forgot to lock this back, so my height did not change. So you want to make sure if you unlock anything, you lock it back. That way it will change proportionally. But luckily for me, my design was okay. So everything looks good to me. So once I'm happy with this, we are ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll double select everything by just, drawing right over it. We're going to go to actions, and I want to make sure that it's attached. If it wasn't, you'd be able to see that highlighted. We're going to hit make it, and I'm going to tell it we're going to cut without the mat. So you can choose on the mat, without the mat, right from here. I'm going to tell it we're going to cut without the mat. So we're going to go ahead and use some of those smart materials. So here's our mat here, as you guys can see. If you click it up in the left, these are your mats. If you have multiple, you'll see all of them here. You want to make sure that you mirror it when it's iron on, and you can also still change whether it's a mat or so individually, if you have multiple layers, you can say, oh, this one's on a mat, this one's not on a mat. So always make sure you mirror, get that turned on, and now we're going to hit continue. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and choose my materials. You can hit all materials and really scroll through all of these. You can add favorites, so you can click that little star right there on the right side to add favorites so you can quickly get to those, and it'll put on the front screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Smart Iron-On material here, and it's going to tell us that we just need a regular blade and then get ready to load it. Now I'm going to be using a roll today, so you could either cut this down to size, what it tells you to specifically cut, or you can use your roll holder as I'm doing here today. Now if you guys have the Cricut Explore Air 2, just disregard this. You would actually be using a mat and be loading the mat inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that load button. We're hitting play, and it's going to quickly cut everything out for us. Now, as you guys will be able to see, I did not use the trimmer on here. I definitely could have. I was not thinking in this moment, so I just undid it. But there is actually a blade cutter on there. So if you swipe that across, it would have actually cut this down for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a pair of scissors here and cut this down. So it kind of saves us a step when we're using smart materials. So that way we don't have to measure all that ahead of time, and I can keep it all on my roll. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of this down to size so we can get ready to weed it. So I'm going to move the rest of this out of our way here, and then we're going to get ready to weed. The very first thing I like to do is go ahead and turn on my heat press or easy press. I'm going to be using the Cricut Easy Press 9x9 today. I've got this set at 315. It's 60 seconds. I didn't change the time, but I'm actually doing 30 seconds. So you don't actually have to change your time. So if it's at 60, you just want to stop it at 30. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly weed through here really fast and just remove all of this excess here, just like so. All right, so as you guys can see here, super cute. Now, if I would have had that lock button on and did this correctly, there actually would have been another 1.5 inches of my design. It would have been spread out just a little bit more, but I still think everything looked good. All right, so now that we are ready to go, we need to preheat our t-shirt. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the moisture out of our t-shirt here. And this is also just gonna smooth everything down. You definitely don't wanna skip this step. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our design here and we're gonna go ahead and line it up. You can fold your design right in half, just making sure it's right in half, and then give it a little pinch. That's gonna give you a crease, and you're able to then go right from that neck tag and come down around 3 inches or so. And you're going to be perfectly lined up. Now, if you need a ruler, we do have those available inside of Cricut Design Space. You can actually make one with some cardstock. All right, so let's go ahead and add this right on top. So I'm going to go ahead and give it some medium pressure. I'm not pushing super duper hard. I'm just giving it some pressure, 315 for 30 seconds. So we'll go ahead and lift this up. Now, when it comes to smart materials, I like to let mine cool all the way down. I'll flip it upside down on my granite countertop to cool it. So you're just going to quickly peel that away, and there you have it. We're going to flip it over according to Cricut's recommendations. You want to flip it over and press again for around another 15 seconds. This is going to heat the adhesive from the backside to ensure that it's going to last a long time. And that's it. You've made your first project with your Cricut. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.